I don't know if anybody's here, but I just thought I'd turn this on just in case anybody does want to watch me clean the barn. They're ripping the tape off the floor. Is anybody here? Or am I alone? Let's take a look. Oh, I have 81 people watching me work. Hello, everybody. The barn? Well, Jasmine, you don't like me talking though. You told me, I saw that in the chat, that you think it's better to come along on the streams later after I've chat. Now you're asking me questions. People. Yes, I use all of this around my apple tree. In the winter time, it goes on my garden, and I'm supposed to be planting my garden. I'm having a bad feeling about that. The chloroplast on the floor, yeah, it's the answer. The real answer would be a polished cement floor. Doug's here somewhere. There should be sound. Is there no sound? There's sound. Testing, testing. Yeah, there's sound. You guys, and there's no sound thing. I'm telling you, I gotta stop listening to the YouTube chat. Glenn, you got buffering because of your YouTube connection, or because your internet connection sucks. I'm rocking the pink today. Yep, it's either on my feet or on my back. Either or, it doesn't matter to me. The reason you have echo is because you have some other feeds open, because I've got a mic outside the window. Turn your other tabs off, the audio. You can't see nothing, Patty? I'm right here in front of you. Nobody's got questions. Okay, I'm gonna get back to work since nobody wants to chat with me. Straw's getting much heavier though. It has a lot more weight to it. It means it's full. It's getting fuller and fuller of duck poop every day, more and more. It wasn't light. It isn't like it's the first couple of days where it was light and fluffy. Now it's got some mass. Well, you think about it. It's the amount of feed I bring in here. That's the weight, the feed, and the water. So they're going through 30 gallons of water and 55 pounds of feed. So spread that out, and the straw is 85 pounds heavier. I would have been out here earlier, but I really wanted to get that 360 streaming working, but that was another tech learning curve. But tomorrow it'll work. I'll have it working. My phone overheated trying to get it to go. It's hard on the equipment. You can feel the heat. It felt like my phone was on fire actually. I thought my phone, with the black spot on the screen, I thought the phone was starting to go into meltdown. Oh, lots of mosquitoes today. Tons. All right. For those who don't know what happens now, I will disappear and I will come back after I dump the wheelbarrow out at the apple tree. I'll be back. Anybody that's been watching, have you noticed the ducklings at the pool? That there's no more soaked ducks. You know how they were getting drenched? You know that the feathers, their fluff was getting I'm lost for words here. Saturated. Now, when they're in the water, I was just walking by and I was looking at them. They're in the water and they're still fluffy. They're getting their oil. Pretty soon they'll be able to handle a rainstorm outside. As soon as they get the oil, they're like literally weatherproof. The problem is that they don't have the oil, and like dew at night, dew or rain, they get wet, they get soaked, and then they lose their body heat. If they're waterproofed, they don't lose the body heat then. So that means like they can sleep outside because the down won't get wet then, and it holds the heat. And I've just noticed that, you know, the ones that are in the water are the water's beating right off them. Not a lot of water action today because it's so cool. Put it this way, when I open the barn up today, they're going to come back into the barn early today. I know it. But what I've got to do is I got to clean the barn here. That's obviously what I'm doing. And then I have to take this camera out and I have to do a swap over on the stream. I got to put this camera outside and I got to take the other camera and I've got to work on my garbage can housing to protect the camera from the rain, because we've got 3 days of rain coming. Well, it's 60% chance of rain. So if we want to, but it's going to be warm, like it's going to be 26, 27. So the ducks are going to be outside, but it would be a real shame is if the only feed we have would be this camera pointing out the, you know, the door of the barn, when we have the ability to have a camera outside. We just got to come out with a housing so that the camera doesn't get wet. And I got that garbage can yesterday to do that job, which really should have been done by now, but I did not think it was going to take me 3.5 hours to get that 360 working. I don't believe, you know, they put it into the settings, to stream, and it's like, I'm doing it with all the other encoders, you know, the RTMP settings, and it's like, you know, the special key I had to give it and all that kind of neat stuff, and it wouldn't work. And then it said that the YouTube app was in beta mode, which means normally it ain't working too well. It took like 3 attempts to get it to work. And then the app on the phone, the menu wasn't showing up all the way on the screen because I was online looking, and the menu selection online was, there was more choices online than I had on my phone. It was like, never fails, huh? It's almost like, you know, they want to make sure that I go through like the absolute best learning curve you could go through. Tomorrow it'll be plug and play, and hopefully it doesn't rain, and maybe we can get like a good hour, maybe an hour and a half worth of 360 streaming. But like I said, 60% chance of rain. It'll be like, it's like rolling the dice. I love when the barn's clean. And the ducklings start off with a clean place. Because it's amazing how fast they make it dirty. A lot of that's the water though, which that's going to be solved. I had the brainwave on how to fix the problem last night when I was having, just before supper. I was thinking about grids outside, but I'm not going to use grids. I'm going to use the 2-foot wide wire that I use to divide the pen. I'm going to make a box out of it, and I've got some light metal supports I can use to keep it rigid, and it should work. It actually should work, and it'll be a lot lighter than the grid, and it's only 2 feet tall, so it's like, it's not really big because those grids are like 4 feet wide. It's like overkill, you know. All I need out there is to have a box coming out the front of the barn over top of the kiddie pool, so that they've got enough room to go in there and you know, get into the water and drink and whatever they want to do in the middle of the night, and absolutely nothing will be able to come down and get them, because I'm going to be able to put a roof on it as a 2x2 wire roof. So that means all the water will be outside. So the only thing that'll be inside the barn is food and sleeping. It'll be much cleaner. So the mess will be completely, now mind you, it'll be non-stop traffic. They'll be going in and out. Like, it'll be debatable. Like, I'm thinking maybe what's going to happen is I might end up mounting the camera up in this area and pointing that direction so you can see the traffic going to the water all night. I might even put it back there. It depends. I gotta figure out the layout when we get this set up, but I'm going to have it the opposite direction so you can see, because the amount of activity that's going to be going in and out of this door at night will be just nuts. But I'm thinking like something up here, you know, pointing down, because it'll be true non-stop traffic all night going to the water. Okay, I'll be back again. I was just walking by the kiddie pool, and of course there was a duckling in there with no oil, and he's all drenched. I was like, make a liar out of me. Some of them have really good oil and some of them don't. But there's a black one in there right now. He's a little bit wet. They're so cute. Oh, okay, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta move the iPad. It's in the sun. And I'm thinking, the way those Apple products overheat, it probably is not a good thing. So I gotta move it to the shade, so I'll be right back. thing in the iPad overheated. I went over there and it was shut off. The screen was black and the stream was down. I knew better not to have it set up in the sun, but I did anyways. No, Doug, there's no raccoon in the store. I'm glad I walked over there. Someone told me to check on it. I should know better because my phone overheated in the exact same spot where I was sitting there the other day. Normally I wouldn't use the iPad for doing streams like that. I'd stick to the big cameras, but I need to use the other camera to make that housing for the water, for the rain. So that's why I was doing that today. I would strictly use the iPad for like cleaning the barn, things like that. Short little, you know, like 50 minutes. Or 3-hour interrogation chat sessions. Or mega impromptu Q&As. Too bad that they didn't have an app, you know, that you could set up alerts to let you know your stream has gone down. Well, maybe they do, and I don't know about it, but then I can have my phone go off and tell me that we ain't streaming. I like cutting the bales close as possible to the knots. That way you get a full length of string that is useful, instead of cutting it on the other side and then having a knot halfway between, in the middle, I mean, halfway in the middle, and then it's really is useless. You can't use it for anything later. Yeah, I think that's really neat that we've got news websites wanting to paste or post the ducks. That's as high as I can tilt the camera, guys. It's too close to the wall. Can't tilt it back any farther. And it's a big website too, like really big. It's over in Europe though, it's not North America. But like Ducks International anyway, so it doesn't matter. They must be talking about embedding the stream. I can't see how they would, you know, they were talking streaming. It's like, okay, like the only way, like I can't get my head around that. Unless they think that I have the ability to stream to their site too, I don't know. So, they're like 7 hours ahead of me, so by the time I read the email, they were closed. You get to see how much work this is. It's not bad, you know. Clean the barn every day. It's just more like babysitting, you know. You gotta pay attention to what's going on and listen, because they'll tell you when something's wrong. You'll hear the squawking and you know when they get stuck and that kind of thing. Flipped on their backs, which that's going to start soon. When they start getting that awkward age where they can't walk properly and they start flipping over. And you'll come out here and you'll find them on their backs totally flipped over and they've wiggled so much that they've worn off the feathers on their back. Almost to the point that it's raw. I don't know why ducks are like that. I know it's got to be something because of all the years of breeding that they just aren't proportionate, because it makes no sense why an animal would grow to the point that it flips over, like gets off balance and gets stuck on its back. Like if their wings were bigger, you know, it seems to be at that in-between stage when their wings are small. But their bodies are getting big because they try really hard with their wings to flip themselves over. And the wings are just too small. The dog is laying in a straw. He's not very interested in the ducklings this year. You know, he had the snip of them there when they came in, and he looks at them, but I think it's just because there's so many. You know, because I know like last year when I had that hatch of 465, Doug, you know, after he got that overwhelmed and they were chewing on him, he had no interest in them. But you know, when they were like smaller hatches, he really liked it, laying with them. But when they get bigger, they have that courage because of sheer size of because the sheer amount of them, and they go right up to him. He didn't like that. And this year, because of the sheer amount of them, they got serious courage. got lots of people watching me work. And little Doug's down there. I'll give you a view of Dougie. Oh, Doug, you love this straw, don't you? All right, move. I remember where these are every night. Oh, I'm going to be glad when I get that water situation outside taken care of. Because I remember last year, as soon as I could get them outside and the water outside, it really makes a huge difference in here. Massive difference. Okay. I'll do a quick chat, then I gotta turn this camera off because I'm gonna go do the water, and I gotta take this camera into the garage or outside. Well, actually, I gotta take it to the garage because I'm gonna do some soldering on some wires, so I don't have to use an extension cord anymore. So, am I on the right shot? I don't think I am. Or maybe I am. Maybe I am on the right shot. Yes, no I wasn't. Yes I was. Alright guys. No, Doug doesn't need a GoPro. It's just Matt, the dog, and the ducks. That's all it is. Doug and the ducks. And you. You gotta remember you. I'm gonna have a drink of water actually. I had a drink on the last trip, I gotta get another drink. Stop motion, yeah, the 360 tomorrow is gonna happen because I got the learning curve done, and I actually now could take it, put it on the phone, and I could be up and running like in about 10 minutes. Plus I gotta another thing I gotta do in the garage, I got a little tiny tripod that'll hold this, and I gotta stick it inside of a coffee can with sand to hold the camera, because it's really top heavy because of the camera is on top of the phone. So that's another thing I'm going to do in the garage this afternoon. Plus, well, the first thing I'm doing is making an enclosure for the camera outside so that if it rains, we've still got a camera outside. Hello, Mary Ellen. I don't answer duck goose questions via email. If you have a question, ask right now and I'll answer them. Hello, Mindy. If I answered every question that came by email, I wouldn't be doing a show. I'd be sitting in front of my computer answering emails. What 360 cam I have, Patty? It was sent to me by Maxwell Edison, a fan of the show, and it's a Nano 360. I think it's called Insta, is what they call it. Oh, Tom, people are loving the live streams. Best thing I ever did for the channel. I always told you guys that it was going to be awesome. You know, when I first started, remember when I first started the GoFundMe campaign, you know, 2.5 years ago to start the live streaming, and nobody said, oh no, live streaming would suck, and it was so much negativity over it, and I sort of listened to everybody, because then I didn't push it anymore. I just said, okay, whatever, if you want to donate you can't. But you know, the anonymous donor that donated $1,000 this spring to kickstart the program, and that started the ball rolling, because I was at the point of no return then. It was happening. And then Rover Pilot sent us the tower, the Wi-Fi tower or the transmitter for the Wi-Fi tower for the roof. You know, that's like $1,300 Canadian. I think it was like $800 US. that was it. We were happening, you know, and it was from that point on. Well, I kept spending money, but I kept spending a lot of money. But it's worth it. We got streams happening and people from all over the world. Like give you an example. Like in the last 2 days, we've had 250,000 views on the channel, and Social Blade's wrong, because I went to Social Blade and it said that on 2 days ago that we had 237 subs added to the channel, but YouTube says I gained 407 subs on that day. So I don't know what it is for yesterday, because Social Blade said that we gained 447 subs, but I'm thinking if it's distorted like it was the day before, we potentially yesterday could have added 800 subs. So it's like it really helped. Now we have lost. We lost in the last 30 days. We've lost 1,200 subscribers, but it's being dwarfed by what we're gaining. So basically, what we're doing is we're thinning the herd here. We're getting rid of the people that probably never even really watched the show. Don't be sorry, Maxwell. It's all about the learning curve, man. Like once I get it figured out, you know, it's like everything. Think about what I went through with the Terror deck. Think about that. That was brutal. You know, I went through 3 different Terror deck models. You know, I went through the first one. It was like $1,000. The second one was like 1,500, and the last one was more than my car. But you know, like everything's been a learning curve. Absolutely everything. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing this. Actually, I was thinking of doing the adult ducks today with the iPad. I was going to take it over there and put the iPad, set it up, which, you know, I'll do that. Don't worry. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set up a stream when they're sitting around the water station. It's way easier if I have a problem with the adult ducks. They're all over the place, and if they don't stay in one spot, it'll be a boring stream. But if they stay by the water, I'll set it up. Carol, 1,200 gone? No, not a problem at all. You know something? I really don't care about subs. It's viewers. It's no good if you're a sub and you never watch. Like, really, think about it. You know, like, I really don't want subs. I want viewers. I want people to watch. And, you know, the viewership is going through the roof. And that's all that matters to me, you know. I don't really watch the sub part, because it's actually, everybody keeps sending me emails telling me, you know, the numbers I'm at and that. But it's the views. You know, because the views is what keeps the show going. You know, having subs doesn't pay the bills. It's the views that pay the bills, that keep the show going, that enable me to buy equipment to do this, pay my internet bill, because my internet bill is pretty big, to do this, because I gotta have a commercial package to upload, because normally on a house load, like a residential, you wouldn't have the bandwidth to do this many streams going up. So it's all about views, guys. The ducks love live streams. They love all this love they're getting. Yeah, I made the cages around the kiddie pool myself. That was a recycling thing. I had some grids and I took them in my garage I bent them in my driveway with a 2x4, and I just kept bending until I matched the curve of a kiddie pool. I took 3 of them, used fencing wire to hold them together on the hinges, and that's it. And then I put a clip on it, and boom. And then I cut out. I took a grinder and I chop sawed out every second grid, so that it was big enough so that the geese never could get their heads through without getting stuck. They're the absolute perfect thing to keep the birds out of the water. If you want to see how much the channel makes, go to socialblade.com. It's public knowledge, man. Basically take what they estimate the revenue is and go with the halfway point, and that basically tells what a channel, any channel, man. You can go to socialblade.com and put anybody's username in there, and you'll see some of the big channels, how much money they really make. Mindy, I killed myself this year, you know, and I had a gut feeling it was worth it, and it certainly was. But you know, if I wouldn't have got that concussion and that tree hit me there on January the 6th, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. The dimensions of the squares, it's a 4x4 grid, is what originally started out as. And then I cut the horizontal grids out. I cut them right out. so that it's just straight up. So they're 4 inches apart. It's probably like 3 3/4 inches between, because the grid is probably 1/8 of an inch thick, and that's big enough that stops an adult duck. Now the problem is young ducks can still get through till they're about, oh boys, I'm trying to think here. It usually takes about 6 or 7 weeks before the young ducks stop going into the drinking water. And sometimes they'll get in there and they'll get stuck, and you gotta go and get them out, because they'll literally get in there and they know how to get in, but they won't get out. Is there a difference between commercial and normal upstream? Yeah, commercial is way more expensive. Yeah, Barb, there's the link for Social Blade, guys. Click on it and you'll see. Everything happens for a reason. Oh man, but that was a nasty knock in the head though, Mindy. Man, that freaked me right out when my brain got rattled. What freaked me out was my eyes, the pain in my eyes, you know. Not be able to handle the light for 6 weeks. Yeah, the views, Miss Bailey, are tenfold. We've gone up tenfold on the views. Now, not everybody, because they're new viewers, watch the ads. You know, that's the problem. You get, you know, it's not. Put it this way: if I had 223,000 views of my hardcore fans that know that the ads pay for the ducks, man, I'd be driving a brand new BMW, not a 15-year-old one. It freaked you out when I hit my head? Yeah, it freaked me out too. Stream the apple tree? What, you want to watch the apple tree grow? Yeah, I know, this shirt rocks, eh? You can get one of these, 50ducksinahot.com, guys. And it's got Doug on the back in the photo version. And then we've got the character on the front. Character, there's stripper. And then strippers on the back. I'm having a roasted duck and it's in the oven. The timer's set. Nice little 5.1 pound, nice little one. It'll be really, really tender. Yeah, ducks eat ticks, they eat everything. Absolutely everything. Any kind of bug. You know, a lot of people don't understand concussions. They don't understand it. What would I do if I won the lottery? Man, one day I will share that with you guys. They eat everything. I'm telling you, any kind of bug. Anything. If it moves, they'll eat it. Hello, Charlie. Parsnips? I eat the parsnips. Ducks, that's exactly right. Ducks will eat whatever they catch. If it moves and shows any sign of, you know, being any type of challenge to get, they'll chase it. How does YouTube Red affect me? It's actually better, because if everybody was on YouTube Red, then I would actually get paid more, because it's based on minutes watched is what you get paid. So it doesn't matter if you got ad block. Thank you, Lucia. Welcome to the channel. Well, Charlie, if you had a concussion once, you know what it feels like. I actually had a headache today. My eyes were a little bit sore today. I think it's because I'm tired, and it affected me. Today was the first day I had to take ibuprofen in 3 weeks. And I actually had a headache, and I couldn't figure out why. And then it took me about an hour, and I decided I better take some ibuprofen. Nope, I haven't caught up my sleep yet. No, I'm not a vegan, Nicholas. I raise the ducks to feed the homeless. I don't know how to say your name, OKTN, but hi back. They don't need a bigger pool. This is the nursery stage, guys. This isn't the swimming stage. It's strictly nursery. Actually, I've got last night I sighted in, not sighted, but I laser sighted my coyote rifle for my bedroom, and because I've got a rifle in my bedroom and a safe beside the door for coyotes when they come into the yard, and I don't have to run downstairs to my other safe. And last night I laser sighted it in the actual yard to match the red dot, but I've got to take some shots to make sure it hits. Oh, Mary Ellen, I do my caffeine fix every morning. I have no idea how many ducks I'm keeping, Michael. I'm not psychic. I don't read the future. It all depends if the barn gets done and the what you call it, the shed gets done. If you think I'm making $50,000 a year making videos, you didn't listen to what I told you in the stream. Take the social blade number, the lowest number, the highest number, and basically take it this the dead center. That's basically what YouTubers are making. Because not everybody, they have a formula, and it all goes anywhere from $1 for 1,000 views to as high as $15 for 1,000 views, and that's how they figure out the minimum to maximum. So then you got to take the halfway, because people have ad block, and not all ads are $15 a thousand. Guns are hot. Yeah, they're hot after you shoot them. Don't touch the barrel. No, I haven't found the coyote yet, but he's been making appearances. That's why my adult ducks are still locked up. I'm not taking a chance. I got dug out right now, and the Canada geese are back at the creek, but the Canada geese won't come to the yard, so that means the coyotes are still around. Bentley, haven't seen him in over 24 hours. He's somewhere around here. So I'm thinking his neck snapped out of it, and he's back to normal, and he's well enough that you can't pick him out anymore. He ain't dead, because I have not found a dead yellow duck. We had a dead black one this morning, and that was it. I will let the ducks go out in the forest. Yeah, they're going to go out in the swamp, but they always come home because they know where they know where the food is. Straw bales are on the other side of the shed. It's just a massive mess. Massive mess. That is just a big make work project. Bentley is a crooked neck duck that we had here. That has become quite famous the last 6 days. Now you're asking questions that have nothing to do with ducks. The 50 ducks in a hot tub dating site. There you go. Okay, the comments have stopped, so I guess no more questions. Okay, so I'm going to go back to work, guys. I'm going to do a stream with the adults. I'm going to move. I'm going to do a stream. Maybe not today, but there is going to be, like, maybe tomorrow. I'll set an iPad up. Once the adults, I know where they're going to be sitting. I'll set it up so you guys can watch the adults. And Stripper's in the metal shed, sitting on an empty nesting box because I took all her eggs. Can't you guys hear the adult ducks loosen it when the coyote comes around? I'll start taking the ducks to the lake at about day 20. First, they got to get a little bit bigger. I got to cut my lawn, and then we'll let them out in the yard, and they'll run around the yard, and they'll get there. They got to get strong. They got a lot of leg muscle yet to develop before they can make the trek to the lake. J. Ron, maybe this is the year Doug gets one. I don't know. Coyotes are pretty quick, and the thing is about coyotes. A lot of people don't realize this. Coyotes don't like fighting with dogs. And actually most wild animals, they don't. They leave. And like even a bear, like, if a dog starts chasing a bear, bears don't turn around and just kill the dog. The bear runs. Because the wild animals, they don't like to fight. The only reason they fight is to kill to eat. So unless the bear is really hungry, he ain't going to kill the dog and eat it. He's running. And the coyote is the same thing. And, they know. Like, it's like, well, unless they want to lure them with a bunch of other coyotes and they gang up on them, they normally just run. And actually what normally happens is if Doug's doing his job well and the coyotes have no place to hide, like I have the whole swamp cut, they won't even come around anymore. They just totally avoid the property because like the coyote that was here at the lake, he did not stop looking back at the property. Like he knows Doug's here, and when he was hunting the can of geese, he kept turning his head and looking at me, like at the house, because I was in the house and I was looking and I kept seeing his head turn and look at me. So like he was thinking, Doug's here, and they know Doug's here, and Doug goes into the bush chasing them. There's a duck laying upside down behind the pool. Yep, there is. I gotta go save a duck, guys. Actually, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll talk to you later. I gotta take this camera down. I gotta do the water. So enjoy the ducks, and I gotta go and save a little duck. Okay? Thanks for telling me. Have a great day.
Oh, you silly little duck. I was just telling everybody how you guys do this.
Here. Sit against here. Nice and warm there. Warm yourself up. Whoever told me that, thank you very much. Nobody's at the water. All the ducks are over here. This is why you need